Thanks, Chris. Hey, everybody. Well, as Chris mentioned, I'm Ian Hartman. I'm the Director of Nonprofit Solutions here at Datatelligent. And before joining Datatelligent, I worked for about 26 years in the nonprofit space. I was the CEO of a nonprofit in Central Indiana called Conductor Health. And we did a lot with data analytics. And I'm super excited to be joining all of you guys today to just kind of talk about how we can help nonprofits use data analytics more effectively. So I'll turn it to Larry.
Yeah, hi everyone. Larry Blackburn, I'm the Chief Solutions Officer for Datatelligent, and with about 20 plus years experience doing data analytics solutions across lots of industries, including nonprofits. So look forward to talking about how you can use your data today.
So short session, as Chris mentioned today, but we want to talk about the benefits of data management and then data management and efficiency solutions. So I'll just dive right in. So what is data management? You know, I would say in a nutshell, it's a way to provide self-service analytics that your organization can trust, and so that's based on this is accomplished in two ways. Basically, by automating repeatable processes, reports that you already have, automating those, and also providing a single source of truth. We all know that there are issues with version control, where you think you're working on the correct report for your analysis, and then all of a sudden you discover you're not. So data management allows, again, for that single source of truth by streamlining the data and also by cataloging the data, so you know that you're looking at the correct data source. And so I'd just like to give two examples of challenges that we faced, that I faced when I was working in the nonprofit sector. So the first was, Connect to Help was a 24-hour call center where we connected folks who needed help with the services that provided them. So we had hundreds of thousands of calls a year, and we had a daily report that our staff reviewed to make sure we were meeting our metrics. And so the report took about an hour a day. And as you can imagine, everybody working in nonprofits, staffs are stretched thin. So that meant that our analyst didn't have time to do other tasks because he was working on this one. Also, if the analyst was absent, then the report didn't run, and we didn't have the data that we needed for that day. So by using the automation aspect, we were able to free up about 5 hours a week. And that meant that the analyst could work on other things. So that's was wonderful for efficiency. But as importantly, operations staff had self-service access to those analytics, even if the analyst was absent. So again, that automation goes hand in hand with efficiency. Another challenge that we faced was sort of what I call version control, where the daily report would go out, and we might have the fund development person pull some data from that report for a grant report, and our CFO was pulling something from it for a budget forecast. And what happened is one of the calculations in that report was changed by the analyst, and that change did not get reflected in those ad hoc reports. So there were inaccurate reports across the organization. So by using data management, by streamlining streamlining all of the data sources and cataloging the data sources, we're able to see which data source is the correct one to use, and it's already plugged in. So when you go to do your self-service analytics, you don't have to look for the correct source. So I would say that those two benefits alone made a huge impact for our organization. So what I'd like to hear just from you guys, what challenges are you guys experiencing related to your data management? Would we say, is automation something that folks are challenged with? I would say yes. Seeing some head nods. Okay. Okay. Well, let's dive into Larry's part of the presentation, and that might generate a few more questions, because I think sometimes when you have a lot of folks on a call, it's hard to get a discussion going. So Larry, let me turn it over to you to talk about how data management works.
Sure. Yeah. Before I dive into that, I just did want to ask a question. How many of you are already using Tableau? Maybe if you know how to kind of raise your hand on the screen, raise your hand or nod your head, or what you want to do. So, okay, I see 1, 2, 3. Is that about how many you see?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Some of you use Tableau. A lot of you sounds like you're still. I like the thumbs down too. You may be exploring Tableau and considering how to use Tableau. So, just so you know, we're Tableau partners, so we can actually help you if you're trying to make a decision about Tableau. But what we're going to talk about today is a specific feature of Tableau that you can use in addition to building out dashboards with Tableau. All right. So let me go into that. So this is just a quick introduction to Tableau Data Management. It is a component of Tableau. Okay. So a quick overview of what Tableau Data Management is. It is an add-on to your Tableau product that you may have on Tableau Server, on-premise, or you may be using Tableau Online. So Tableau, if you don't know, has 2 versions. There's the online, totally online subscription, and then there's a on-premise Tableau Server, right? And think of those as platforms where you can then share your Tableau solutions across your organization, right? So you need one of those to share across your organization. You can also use another product called Tableau Desktop, which is strictly just a standalone tool for you to develop workflows, right? So Tableau Data Management is an add-on once you have Tableau Server or Tableau Online. As Anne described earlier, right, the purpose of Tableau Data Management is to help you better govern your data, right? I'm sure a lot of you are dealing with plans or strategies around how do you govern the data within your organization. So Tableau Data Management is a tool to help you better govern the data within your analytics environment. And as Anne said, right, ensure that you have trusted and up-to-date data, right? Because without that, right, it may be difficult to have reliable data for you to make those data-driven decisions. So that's the key, right? So there's 2 features to Tableau Data Management. There is Tableau Catalog, which tracks all the data being used in your Tableau solutions, right? And I'll do a quick demo of this in a little bit, so you'll see how it works. So the cataloging, again, it scans across all your solutions and identifies all those tables that you're using from your source systems. Tableau Prep Conductor, if you're using Tableau Prep, this is a way to automate and schedule those prep flows, right? And again, I'll show you an example. And then we did have a previous webinar that went over Tableau Prep and how to use that. So if you're interested in that, we can send you a link to that video as well. Okay, so quick overview of Tableau Data Management. So I'm going to go through some screenshots and give you a little more description of each part of Tableau Data Management. And then after this, I'm going to do a quick interactive demo so you can kind of see it in action. Okay, and feel free if you have any questions. As Chris said, please post questions in the chat or raise your hand, and then we can take your question. Okay. All right. So Tableau Catalog, as I said, when you turn on Tableau Data Management, Tableau Catalog will go across all of your Tableau solutions and scan those solutions to identify all of the tables or data sources that you're using in those solutions, right? And then it presents a list similar to what you see on the screen here. And also will show you the relationship between those data sources and how you're using them in the solutions, right? That's called lineage, so that you understand where did we get the data, where is it being used in my solutions, and so you can see that lineage, and I'll show you an example in a little bit, okay? And then there's also a couple other features, impact analysis, which again, it shows you, you may have a change in your source system, so sometimes you have to understand, well, what's the impact of that change on the source system? How many workbooks is it going to affect, right? And you want to be able to do that before you make that change on the source system, which may break your solutions, right? So that's an important change maintenance feature that you want to have access to. Data dictionary, again, you can create a data dictionary, you can create descriptions of your columns using this data catalog data dictionary. And then the last feature, we'll show you an example, but if something is being updated, or maybe there was an issue with an update, they'll give you that warning as well, right? So again, it gets to having that single source of truth that Ann talked about. Prep Conductor is a feature that once you have built Tableau Prep, so you see an example down on the bottom of this screen, you can build flows from your source data and do some manipulation, right? Sometimes your data isn't perfectly clean. You may need to integrate multiple data sources. You can use Tableau Prep to do that work, right? All within Tableau, and it's actually a drag and drop sort of tool, right? And again, if you want to find out more about that, we do have another video on that we could send you, or we can follow up with you. But once you have that prep flow built, you then want to automate that, right? You don't want to have to run that every single time you need to update your workbooks, right? And that's what Ann was talking about, right? You may have one person who's responsible for running that update. Well, what happens when they're gone, right? So you want this to be run automatically and unattended, right? So then it's got a regular schedule to refresh, and you can rely on that schedule that says if my update runs 2 a.m. every morning, I know when I come in at 6 a.m. I should have new data, right? So it's that reliability that you're looking for, right? And so Prep Conductor enables that, okay? It also shows you on this screen the results of those runs, right? Sometimes the runs don't run as they should, and they may end up in an error. It'll show you on this panel if an update flow resulted in an error, right? So you can troubleshoot that, okay? So it's a handy tool for many reasons, okay? And just, I added this screen. If you kind of want to know what Prep Builder looks like, it's got a different component, different screen, okay? So I'm going to pause there before I get into the demo. Any questions about what you've seen so far? Okay, I'm not hearing any, I'm not seeing any. Let me switch over to the demo. Okay. And when you get to slide deck or video, you'll see this link. You can actually run this demo on your machine. Tableau has a nice demo that I'm going to walk through here, but you can actually go through it yourself, right? And then if you have further questions about how it works, feel free to reach out, okay? So I'm going to start with the cataloging. As I said, once you turn on or install data management, it will scan all of your solutions and produce this list, right? You can kind of see it in the background. But it's there. All of the data sources or tables or even spreadsheets, they're called external assets, right? Just to kind of give it a formal name. But these are all of your tables or spreadsheets or files or whatever you're using to build your solutions, right? So it shows all of those. So here we've highlighted one of the tables, right, and kind of told you this table called order fact, which is probably coming from a data warehouse, is in 32 workbooks. It's got 6 data sources, and the database name gives you the source for the database name, and then some of the columns that are in that table, right? Quick glance about that, okay? But then here's the next view, which this is what I mean is that you can, there can be a warning that says this table is currently under maintenance, right? So if somebody wants to build a report or wants to know, are there any issues with this table? This will tell you that it's under maintenance and that you need to, for some reason, you need to give it till the end of the month to have the updated table. Okay, so again, it goes to trust, right? Can we rely on the data in this table? So then, as you can see in the background here, we have order fact. You start to see the columns here. On the right side, you see what's called the lineage, right? That the fact that order fact has 9 columns. And if you clicked on that, you would see all the columns. And then it shows you here that it's included in one flow. It's included in 6 data sources. And those are Tableau data sources, right? You can have Tableau extracts that are available for use. 32 workbooks and so on, right? Kind of shows you how it's being used. And then here's an example. I'm going to go to a column within order fact by clicking on here. You can see now I understand better how that one column is being used, right? As I was saying earlier, maybe you're about to make a change to that column for whatever reason in order fact. And so you want to understand, well, if I change something in that column, how does it impact my solutions? And it tells you here, right? That there's one flow, there's 4 data sources, there's 2 workbooks, right, that are being impacted. So now I'm going to move on to Prep Conductor. So within Prep Conductor, you actually see the flow, right? So this is, again, Tableau Prep is a visual tool, so you can build your flows visually. So this shows you that there's a flow here that's kind of creating a union of lots of tables. So it shows you that. And then now here's the schedule for this prep flow, right? And then it's got 4 outputs. And here are the names of the outputs from those flows. And there's a, one of those is set to run monthly, right? And the other flows are not scheduled yet, but they would be added to schedules, okay? And then if there were errors, you would see errors here. And then the final component of Tableau Data Management is, this kind of gets to trust, right? People need to see, in order to trust the solution, where does the data come from? And are there columns that are calculated, right? So that they can actually see the calculation. And it gets to trust, right? I want to make sure I fully understand how this data is being presented to me and how it was developed, okay? So within data details, what you can see here is, again, how many views of this dashboard have there been? You can kind of see, you know, it's pretty popular at certain times. And you can see who the author is. So if you needed to contact the author, their name is shown here. It shows that there are 2 data quality warnings that you need to be aware of. The other great thing is that you can see all the columns down here. And if you click on, let's click on profit ratio. So that's a calculation, right? And you see how that's being calculated, right? So that you can say, okay, that looks correct. And again, as Ann said earlier, single source of truth. There should only be one way to calculate profit ratio, right? And this is how it's being done for the workbook. Okay. So I'm going to pause there. We're about 5 minutes till the end, and see if there are any additional questions or if there's anything that you want to see further in the last 5 minutes. So Chris, do we have any questions?
No, the only thing that Sean Seeger had mentioned that they're finding a central hub that can house all grants and data, then report back in real time. All of their grants have to use separate management systems. And they're going to start using Monday.com.
Okay.
So I think that was in reference to what kind of the challenges that they're seeing.
Got it. Right. And that would be another tool where you would want to be able to pull data from. Is that right? Was that Sean?
Yeah, I don't hate me all. I kind of was just, hey, you have a new job, go join this committee. So I am kind of learning as I just walked in because I just showed up from a vacation. So anywho, I wasn't sure with integration wise of like how easy Tableau might be to pull in from the different various sites that we need. We just find that we have a federal grant CGC over here, and then we have the local grants over here. They want you to go put information in on their website, but then over here you need it here. But I don't have like that one location of a dashboard. So obviously I misunderstood the assignment when you were showing Tableau. So that would be a great thing to do. But right now we had just started using Monday. So I think I just need to see more of what you all are providing here to kind of see what the next steps are.
Sure. Yeah. And I think you're kind of getting to there. Can Tableau connect to multiple data sources, which you can, right? And you can build those flows, the Tableau prep flows, and connect to those multiple sources, right? And then just within Tableau Desktop, right? If you just want to see how you can connect, you can use Desktop to connect to those sources. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Anything else in chat, Chris?
Nope, nothing else.
Okay. We're about 2-3 minutes to go to the end. So let me just wrap up. Let me share my screen again. I did want to share just a quick summary of who we are as a company. We do provide a different approach from other companies you might work with to provide analytics service and help. We take a subscription approach where you pay a subscription fee, and then you get all of the services and solutions that you see on the screen. And so we provide a subscription-based service, which allows us to partner with you and basically be your data analytics team. And we bring that team of folks who can help you and with that analytics knowledge. And we provide everything from data engineering, building Tableau prep flows, all the way to building those dashboards. And then finally, we're helping you build your analytics platform. And so we have some templates for nonprofit solutions using either Tableau or Power BI. Some of you might be using Power BI, so probably should have asked that question earlier. But and then finally, we can help you support that platform. Okay, so quick overview who we are, and I think next steps are that we'll send the slide deck out. Chris, that's right?
That's correct.
And then we'll follow up and see if you have any further questions. All right. Well, thank you for your time today. We appreciate your time and interest in the topic. And hopefully we've shown you something that would be of value to you. So thank you very much and have a great day.